What's up, everybody? Today I'm going to be breaking down a super clean trade I took on the NQ futures that made me $4,000 in just 8 minutes. I was actually up $8,000 on this, and I only took profits on half. And the best part about it is it was off a simple support box that literally took me 5 seconds to draw. It took me absolutely no time. I'm not using 15 indicators. I'm not trying to predict every tick. I'm not trying to predict every movement. I just reacted to a price at a clear level I had planned ahead of time. It's exactly the type of setup I'm always talking about. You got to keep it simple, stay patient, let the market come to you. In this video, I'm just going to walk you through everything, the context going through the trade, how I marked the level, why I took the entry, how I managed it, and what made it such a high quality setup. If you've been overcomplicating your trading or you've been forwarding things recently, this video is for you. So as always, I always skip the first 30 minutes. So this is the 1 minute chart. I always skip the first 30 minutes of the market, no matter what. There's absolutely no exceptions. And at this point, I am waiting for the market to develop a little bit more structure so I could, take a long or short. At this point, we have a big gap up, but the market is moving downwards. So I'm not really quite sure whether the market wants to go up or wants to go down. And when I'm not sure, when I'm not super confident, the best thing I do is I just wait. Most traders, rush into positions or force trades really quickly. And I feel what separates me from other traders is my ability to stay patient. I'm waiting to catch 1, 2, 3 trades and call it a day. I'm not here actively trying to buy, sell, whatever. Just stay patient and just keeping it really simple. So let's go ahead and get this video going. So the market is moving a little bit more down, and at this point I'm thinking, okay, we moved up, but then we struggled up here, and we struggled up here, and we struggled up here again, but we're also bouncing in this little area. So we bounced at at 65, and then we're bouncing again at 55. This is the 100% extension, so I'm thinking, okay, maybe there's a little bounce near this area, but there's also a possible short near down here. So I could draw this like little box, something like this, right? Where this is like that would be like my short area, right? I'm thinking if it goes anywhere up in this box, this could be a possible short area. We can make it a little bit bigger, something like this, right? Where if it goes anywhere above in this little 110 to 120 area, we could take a short, and then we'd have our stop somewhere over 140, right? Because the market's moving pretty aggressively down. I'm thinking, okay, we up here we could take a short. The market. So what happens again here is we had the original bounce here, we had the second bounce here, and then we had the flush. What we'd ideally want to see after a flush like this is continuation. You'd want to see strong moves like this. You don't want to see continuation. What happened right after this jump? We paused. We had large wicks to the downside, indicating that there's buyers down here, and small creep up into massive candle. We rejected, and then we just creeped right back up. So at this point, I'm thinking, okay, we can't really get much below this 20,000 area. This is a pretty strong pivot. So what I'm going to do is, if you want to buy, cheap. If you want to sell expensive. Ideally, where would I want to buy? Ideally, I'd want to buy somewhere between 45 to 60. So we'd probably draw something like this, where this starts at 45. A stop is probably a little bit under 30. So something like this. This is really cheap. I would be considering long somewhere down here where these little wicks are here, but really cheap is somewhere in this green box where every time we go down here, we bounce. Every time we go up here, we sell. If you also know, look at this larger wick right here, we sold. We came back to it, we sold. We came back here, we sold. And we got close and we sold off. So I'm thinking anywhere in this red box or anywhere in this green box, I think this would be a good long or a good short up here. Let's get it going though. The entire point of this is marking your zones and staying patient. I did miss out on this short. It was a little bit too quick for me, even though I had it planned, as you guys saw. And at this point right here, I'm thinking to my Discord, I'm thinking, okay, I am looking for a long between 45 to 60. So as price is still developing, I'm drawing the green box, and I'm looking for a long in this area. So as long as the price just can keep bouncing up and down, and if we can get some sort of liquidity sweep right at the 100% extension level, that would be my confirmation to entry, and my stop would be right under the green box at 30. Just because if we go right under 30, we'll probably sweep low of day. We'll probably go somewhere down here. If we break this, the bottom of the green box right, anywhere in the green box, as close to the bottom of the box as possible, is the best place to buy if I'm going long. I enter on the liquidity sweep, so it sweeps this 55 whatever, and we go up. I could push it back a little bit. I'll slow it down. So as it starts breaking down a little bit, I start adding into small size, and then when we start wicking back up, I add my big size, and you can see it's wicking up in my green box, which is ideally where I'd want to buy, and then my stop loss is right under the 30. Right, it wicks up. I'm in my position. I have my stop loss set. Now, ideally, what I'd want to target is this big resistance right here. So we have this, this big resistance right here. We'll change the color really quickly. Right. Okay, never mind. So we have this big resistance at the 80. You can see rejected, 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 rejected. And it was previous support in this area. See, it was resistance somewhere here. It was support. Now flipping back to resistance. So I'm targeting 85. But ideally, if we get a massive breakout over 80, 85, I think we can get back into the 110 to 120 area. Maybe even a full, reversal. And this could be low of day. So my plan is sell half at 80 to 85 at this, resistance area. And hold the rest for higher. This ideally would be the plan. This is beautiful. So we just tested the 50 again and we held. Now my entry is literally becoming support. This is the best thing you'd want to see versus if you were entering here, now your entry is resistance, but now my entry is support. This is exactly what I want to see. Every time it goes to your entry, it bounces. What else of a better sign could you have? It tries to test my entry again there. It goes to the 40s and it wicks up. And I'm like thinking, all right, as long as we can, defend this, 35, 37 area, as long as we don't go under 30, we are looking absolutely golden for a massive breakout up, just a full reversal to the upside. We test again, and I'm thinking, all right, as long as we are above this tiny wick right here, as long as we're above low day, it's a great chance to take. We go and we wick again, and at this point, I'm like, oh my god, there's no way this doesn't work. We had 3 liquidity sweeps. We had this sweep, we had this sweep, we have this sweep again, and we also had this wick up here. I'm thinking there's no way basically this trade doesn't work. And we start getting the massive breakout to the upside. I sell half at 85, 84 and 85 where I initially planned, and I'm holding the rest, the other 5 for the opening range low. So I want to sell somewhere in the green box, in the red box. So here's the thing: you want to buy cheap, you want to sell expensive. This is who you're gonna have to sell to, and this is who you're gonna have to buy from. And my stop is now at break even, so I there's no way I could possibly lose on this trade anymore. Also, keep in mind, Trump is about to speak, so I'm either about to get lucky or I'm about to break even. I have no more risk on the table, unless something extremely unlucky happens where my stop doesn't get filled at my price. I basically have no more risk on the table. I am only risking profit. It's just house money. We go to my resistance. This resistance, I was here, support, resistance, and we end up basically going right back to break even. And I believe Trump gets on the microphone or some tariff news, and we end up bleeding down. So basically bought the bottom and I sold this top. And yeah, and I believe we end up reversing. But whatever, you get the entire point. So the entire point was we are buying at a discount price. Think about it. This is where we held after the flush. So this is, I know, where there's trapped sellers. We held it on the retest. So after we moved up, we got rejected. We bounced. So I'm thinking, okay, there's buyers in this area. I want to buy some type of liquidity sweep, as long as it's at the, at the 50 or a little bit under. I buy the 45 with a stop at 30, and I sell at the resistance up here where it used to be support. Resistance used to be support up here as well. And if you look at my Discord, I say I long 45 with a 30 stop, and I say it's back at entry when it comes back on the retest right here. So anybody that missed it, because this was honestly pretty quickly. So when it waked up, it came back to entry. It came back to entry multiple times here, and here as well. It came back to entry multiple times. I said it's back at entry. This needs to hold 45 and bounce in this area. So this is where I was long. Previous support, delta absorption. We see all the lower wicks. So wick, right, and wick right here. I scaled half at 85. Stop is break even on the second half. I'm targeting 110, so I was targeting this opening range low. So, like I said, basically expensive. So expensive, right? And then stop, break even on the second half. It comes down. I sell, break even, and I make 40 points on half, which is 20 points. I make $4,000. And then the rest of the day, I believe there was more tariff news that came, and then the market ended up going absolutely ballistic. Yeah, the market ended up going absolutely ballistic. It just kept flying up. And then after, yeah, there was no way for me to, there was no setup there. And the market just ended up chopping up and down. And I was like, all right, I only had this one good trade. In retrospect, it looks pretty small, but when you think about it, this was over 40 points from top to bottom. So, and the market just broke out. I didn't catch any of it, which is fine because I had my one trade. That's all you need. You just need to get one piece of the puzzle correct. I could have bought this retest, but it's whatever really. And the market just kept chopping between this 300 and this 260 area. I wasn't really too interested. I already made my money, so I said it's all good. I was looking at a short. I was looking to buy somewhere up here at near the opening range high between 170 to 200, basically where we saw some sellers here, and then I saw a possible short setup at 295 to 300. So imagine something like this, where we have a ton of sellers up here. I was thinking I could short it from this 290 to 330, but the market was just too slow, and I said I'll just call it. Price action is way too slow after the pump. I'll take my 20 points, one trade and done. If there's no A plus setup, there's no need to trade. I hope everybody is green, and that was basically it. Not really gonna overcomplicate it. As long as you can make trading simple, I can almost guarantee you that you will make money. You just need to stay consistent. You just need to stay slow. If you could see here, I'm just gonna recap it really quickly one more time. We saw the bounce. I took it, sold at the previous resistance. I came down under. I could have longed it again there, but I could have, would have, should have. Doesn't really matter. We can only talk about what I did, and yeah, that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys enjoy the recaps and benefit from them. Yeah. If you've been overcomplicating your trading or you're forcing things, I really do highly encourage you remove indicators from your charts. You do not need 15 indicators. I hope you stop trying to predict bounces and drops. I just want you to start reacting to price at clear levels and zones that you plan ahead of time, and I promise you your trading will completely change. I hope this video helps, and let me know if you guys have any questions. We will be live trading tomorrow again in the Discord every single day, and I'll have the link in the bio if you want to join us. Thanks again for watching, and I hope you guys have a great evening. Take care.